Hey, it's Darren, and this is week 7 of the Vegan Project. Now, I'm going to start off with my health, and then the rest will be a kind of commentary on some vegan things. So to start, I am feeling good. I'm healthy. I'm over my cold. I don't have remnants of it anymore. I am feeling strong and healthy. I went to the doctor, and I got blood work done. Not sure when that will be back. I can't imagine it takes that long, but that was a couple days ago. Haven't heard back, didn't get any paperwork, stuff like that. So I don't know. Went there, got my blood drawn, and I'll tell you right now, I hate having my blood drawn. That is just, I don't like needles. I found that out there. I found out that I did not like needles, and it just, this horrible, thought of someone stabbing you in the arm and just drawing blood out. It's just gross. Now for what I eat, I'm actually going to tell you what I've eaten, today. So today I've had 5 slices of Dave's Killer Bread. I've had a healthy serving of peanut butter on those, as well as jelly. I had a sandwich, peanut butter and jelly sandwich for breakfast, and a double-decker peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch. I had a handful of dried apples, a handful of dried figs, and some cashews, some salted cashews. And that was my lunch. For dinner, I had black beans, homemade salsa, chips, and avocado. And so that's a good idea of what I eat during the day. It's not super fancy, and sometimes I'll have leftovers from the previous night, but I didn't. I weigh 140 pounds. At the doctor, I weighed 144, but they don't have me take my clothes off, so might be a little different. So for the rest of this, we'll be talking about this book, The Way We Eat and Why Our Food Choices Matter. So I was given this book by my history teacher, who is helping with this project. I always love it when I get books. I always give books away, and I feel like I'm always kind of on the negative side for books. But this is always nice, getting a book. I'll return it, of course. But anyways, up until reading or starting this book, I didn't have a particular problem with how the meat industry operated, in the sense that it was horrible to animals. I knew it was horrible to animals, and I read, all the books about how animal cruelty and stuff, but it didn't really affect my eating decisions. And this vegan thing has nothing to do with animal rights or stuff like that. It's purely for myself. I want to live longer and healthier. But just reading some of the practices in there, it really does a good job explaining what it is. And especially with chickens. And so I didn't realize how chickens were slaughtered. I assumed they were slaughtered, but I didn't know how. So what they do is they hang them by a little suspendy thingy, and they dunk them in a vat of electrocuted water. It's supposed to stun them, or actually supposed to knock them unconscious, but the voltage they use is far too little to actually knock out the chickens. So the chickens are conscious through the entire procedure. Then what they do is they have a little head choppy thing. And, not all the time does the head get cut off. Sometimes the head gets halfway cut off, or stuff like that. So chicken can kind of be alive after having its head maimed. Or in some cases not maimed, just perfectly intact. What happens next is they dunk them in a scalding pot of water. And this is long enough so that the chicken would actually, if it was alive, would burn to death. And this was the strange thing I heard, that 1 in 11 chickens, or approximately 3 million chickens a year, are scalded to death, or boiled to death, essentially. Thought that was interesting. So that means that if this video is 5 minutes long, 30 chickens will have been broiled to death by the time you have finished watching this. That right there was kind of like, maybe the practices aren't great, but, I can still see how to provide food for, lower income families, which I seriously think they should be eating vegetables rather than meat, but to provide meat for lower income families and to produce a profit, I understand how that works. The next part is going to be about a documentary I saw today called The 1%. It was, I forget the guy's name, like not Jim. Anyways, the grandson of Johnson & Johnson, whatever his name was, does a documentary about the top 1% of Americans, owning 50% of the wealth. And talking about how they ensure their fortunes maintain themselves at the expense of everyone else. And so that kind of brings up, the whole turning a profit in animal cruelty. And there's a connection. And if, you want fairer practices for animals, you stop buying mistreated things. If you eat healthier, I don't know. I'm going with this. I thought it was just really bad and something that should be brought up. Like, I wouldn't eat my cat. My cat here would not eat it. I love my cat. I would never abuse it. All you cat abusers out there, you're bad people. Anyways, I think that's all for this week. I will be posting another video Tuesday. I have footage from the doctor's office. Not much of the doctor, privacy things like that. And until then, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.